That's exactly right. And that's one of the fun things about being out here. And speaking of fun, a brand new exhibit just opened called Fun and Games in Ballooning. We're inside that exhibit, and joining us is the museum curator to talk more about it, and that's Marilee Schmitt Mason. Marilee, good to see you again.
Great to see you.
All right, why did you feel like this was an important exhibit to add to the museum?
Well, you know, balloonists have a lot of fun. They do serious work when they're flying, but they go home and they have fun. They put together puzzles. They watch ballooning movies and listen to music about ballooning, too.
I know you have a lot of toys from the 30s, probably the 40s in here. And were they hard to collect, and are they valuable, that toy from that era?
Yes, they are very collectible. We had some from our original collection, the Sopwith and Thomas collection. We've also purchased a large collection about 2 years ago. So primarily items from the 1920s and 30s, but all the way up to the present.
You mentioned movies. Have there been a lot of movies about ballooning? And tell us about some of the good ones.
Well, I have a list of well over 200 movies in which balloons are featured. And we actually have some really wonderful artifacts from two of the most memorable movies. And those would be The Great Race, 1965. You might remember Tony Curtis movie.
I do. I am old enough to remember that.
And a little bit before your time, maybe, the Around the World in 80 Days with David Niven. And we have wonderful artifacts from those movies.
Unfortunately, that wasn't before my time. Yeah. And you have a balloon basket from one of the movies, is that right?
Yes, this is from The Great Race. It was the actual balloon that was in the movie.
And one of the exhibits you thought was maybe going to be not all that popular, one of the little sidebars of it are the books. Tell us about that and what you call it.
We have an incredible collection of books, hundreds and hundreds of books. This section is called Quiet Time Fun. You can curl up in a chair, armchair, and either read about the history of ballooning or a novel, be it a mystery novel or adventure novel, about ballooning. There's all sorts of neat stuff out there to read.
Well, of course, the museum is open during the fiesta, and you have special hours during the fiesta, is that correct?
Yes, we're open at 6 o'clock every morning until 5 p.m. every day.
Well, you can come out and join us right now. Marilee, thanks so much for being with us today. We'll see you later in the week, too.
Great.
All right, well, Deanna, before we go, I want to show you one thing that captured my attention. One of the toys over here, we saw it a little bit earlier. Of course, our helicopter is called Sky Ranger. Well, I guess we weren't the originators of that, because this is called Sky Rangers, and I think at the front you can see Bob Martin piloting it. How about that? So one of the cool toys here out at the Balloon Museum.